All right, how to build a balanced meal, how to really make sure that every time you fuel yourself, meal prep, everything else, you are getting some very specific things that are going to help you get the most out of your energy, get the most out of your metabolism, hormone balance, everything, right? How can one meal do this much? Well, it's not so much about one meal. So keep that in mind. If you're thinking, well, this is great, right? This is a great template. And this is something that I teach everybody to do as a basic, right? Like I do talks not just for, women's health and, on stages, things like that. I also do talks to small groups, gyms, fitness centers, athletes, right? As young as 12-year-old athletes, because this is the basic thing that is really, really, really important, how to fuel your body. How to make sure you're getting the most out of what you eat, when you eat, and just how to perform and how to feel your best. So oftentimes when you're looking at, oh, here's like a meal, this meal is for, PCOS, or these are the best foods for whatever. There's no magic food. And if you don't like a food, you don't have to eat it, right? And yes, there's a lot of really good information out there, but sometimes it can be overwhelming, or it leads you astray, or you feel like, I'm really restricted here, or what's really the best thing for me? So my books, The Female Fat Solution and The Female Menopause Solution, these are all about how to eat for your hormones in your cycle. And I do go into detail more in these. These are on Amazon. I'm Dr. Beth Westy, women's health and hormone expert. But those are great resources. But I want to break this down just to make it simplified, just to make it easy. And if you're thinking, gosh, I hope that this works for me, right? And you're like, okay, this is great, but how do I do more? Or how do I make sure that I can get help with this? I'm going to make sure that there's a link in the comments here for you to learn how to work with me in a one-on-one setting, right? So I can help build these for you, build them around your lifestyle, around what you need for support, all of that stuff. So balanced meals. First things first. First, that you guys know what goes first, right? Put it in the comments if you know what my favorite nutrient to talk about is. I know you know. I know you know, right? Yeah, right. It's protein. Protein. Protein is my favorite. This is the first thing to look at when you're building a meal. What is your protein source? Right? You don't have to do an animal-based source, but it can be helpful to get a lot of good nutrients in a small amount of food, and a wide variety, of course, of amino acids. But you're looking for protein. How much protein should I get? That depends. That depends on your nutrient timing, your physical size, your goals, all that stuff. So I'm just going to put a range here, at least 20 grams of protein, plus. I mean, it could go up to 40. It could go up to, 50, whatever it is, right? I am 6'2". That's right. I am 6 feet 2 inches tall. I'm a very large human. I don't look that large on your screen, right? I'm on a screen. But I get a lot of protein in. And if I don't get the amount of protein that I normally do, I notice it. My energy levels start to decrease. Oh, I start to struggle with brain fog. I mean, and this happens pretty quickly, like within a day or so. So it makes a huge impact on your system if you're getting the right amount of proteins. Now, again, I am very active. I am very much on the go. I am a mom of 3 kids, and, I work full time. Lots of stuff, right? Lots of stuff. So getting protein and having that be first is really important. So, and I'll give you some examples of like a breakfast, a snack, lunch, dinner, at the end of the video. So, and if you've got other questions, again, feel free to put them in the comments, because I do check the comments. So protein is first, and then we go on to fats. I don't measure the fats, but it's also good to note that you need to make sure that you're getting some in, right? Don't avoid this. Or don't worry about, oh no, I think I'm getting too much. You're probably not. All right, carbs. Now, how much carbs should I get? A very simple way to start, if you're starting to do this and you're like, how do I know, what I'm doing, right? And again, I'll give you examples at the end. You want to match what you're doing for protein. So if you're getting about 20 grams of carb as a protein, you want about 20 grams, if you're getting 20 grams of protein, you want about 20 grams of carb. So about, does it need to be exact? No. Is that helpful? Yes, right? And then the last one that I want to talk about here is some type of fiber and some type of digestive aid, right? Because you want to make sure, because a lot of times when we increase protein, your gut has to break it down. And then you're like, oh, that's not going through like it should. Is that okay? I don't know. Fiber. Getting fiber in. Yes. And again, I'll give you examples, and I'll write them out here just so you can see how easy it is to put some meals together. And then the bonus, we're going to look at micronutrients. Now, what are micronutrients? Micronutrients are, right, because these are your macronutrients here. Micronutrients are like vitamins, minerals, things like that, antioxidants. Ooh, the fancy things, right? Like, oh, this kale is a superfood. Blueberries are a superfood. They sure are. Why are they a superfood? Because there's a lot of micronutrient dense in a small little blueberry, in a small amount of food. Great. Nobody calls chicken a superfood. They should. They should. Poor chicken gets a bad rap. But so this is an easy thing to kind of look at as you're building meals, as you're meal prepping, meal planning, all that stuff. Are you getting these things in? Great. Now, let's say breakfast. What do I eat? What do I want to prep, right? Because we can always talk about protein shakes and bars and making your own protein balls and lots of other things to fill in the gaps. Great. Now, should that be a main source of your fuel? I always say, whole food as much as possible, right? I do have some days where I will have 3 shakes and 1 meal because I'm just on the go, or that's what's convenient and that's what happened. Fine. Do I strive for that every single day? No. Foods first, and then filling those gaps and helping me get to my total protein goals for the day with bars and shakes and stuff. So, protein first, when we're looking at this, say for breakfast, I'm going to do eggs. Now, if I'm looking for 20 grams of protein just from my eggs versus, I'm going to make an egg pile and use some chicken sausage or something like that and eggs, like I'd use half a cup of ground chicken sausage. So excited about it. And a couple of eggs, great. Or I use 4 eggs to get that amount of protein, right? Because it's about 6 grams of protein per egg. You can Google this stuff really easily, and once you get used to adding it up, it's no big deal. So there's your eggs. I will cook it in, some type of, I'll just put avocado oil. Yep, that's what I cook it in. Carbs, I'm gonna make a breakfast burrito. So I'm gonna have my scrambled egg pile cooked in avocado oil, and I'm gonna put it on a corn tortilla. Great. Now for fiber, I'm also going to add in spinach to the eggs while I'm cooking it. So spinach and eggs, cook it in avocado oil, slap it on some corn tortilla. Fantastic. Great. Now the spinach also could count as a micronutrient, but I could also put some red pepper in there. When we talk about eating for your hormones in your cycle, I could add more spice to it. Great, right? There's some variations on this. That's it. Complete meal where you're covering all these things. Now, if you're looking at dinner or something, I'm going to give you my catch-all meal that I make. I make it in 1 pan because I'm a busy gal. I got stuff to do. I don't prep a lot of stuff. So I do, but this is the fastest way for me to make dinner for my family. We're a family of 5. So I'll write it over here. So I'll do chicken breast, and I use a big wok on my stove. And if it's frozen chicken, I just do 2 breasts for my husband, 2 for chicken tenders. It's either 1 big breast or it's 2 chicken tenders, 2 for my husband, 2 for my son who's 15, who is taller than me now, 2 for me, and then 1 for each of my girls. There we go. That's 2, 4, 6, 8 chicken tenders, or it would be 5 big chicken breasts, and the girls just don't eat as much chicken. So there's that. Again, I'll cook it in avocado oil or olive oil. That's fine. Some type of carb. Oh, my favorite is I will make quinoa in there. So as the chicken is cooking, when it's like halfway cooked, I'll dump in water and then quinoa and just dump it into the same pan, same skillet. It's fantastic. And then for fiber, again, you can add spinach or things like that, but I also do zucchinis. I'll do zucchinis, and then a lot of times, you know, for micronutrient stuff, I know I have a veggie in here already. Oh, and I'll put onion in there too. Yeah, I'll do onion, and then I'll also do broccoli. As this is cooking down and the quinoa starts to get cooked, and then I'll put pesto in there. Oh, so good. Pesto quinoa, delicious. Costco has this amazing pesto. It's fantastic. And I will put the pesto in the quinoa, mix that in, and then I top it with the broccoli, and then I just let it steam. So as everything's cooking, as the rest of the stuff is cooking in there, the broccoli sort of gets steamed on top, and then I just kind of slop it together, mix it together, boom. Now the only thing you have to kind of watch for when you're doing a one pot meal like this is that you make sure you get enough chicken for what your protein needs would be, right? So a lot of times I won't separate the chicken or the meat out into the dish. I'll make sure that it's, you know, separate so that I get, you know, 2 chicken chunks. So I know I'm getting at least 40 grams of protein per serving. And it's the same thing, my husband and son. They just eat whatever anyway. So they're not trying to count necessarily like I am, but I want to make sure I get that protein. So that's how I make sure I dig it out of the skillet, get myself that, and then dish up the other stuff on the side. So yes, always getting good nutrients, always getting everything else. And that's my favorite way to build a meal. So easy other snacks to do, you know, that if you're looking for things on the go or things to put together quickly. I mean, honestly, cottage cheese with fruit on top, you're going to get your protein, fat, and carb right there. Yeah. Again, make sure that you're getting enough of it. So you have to have enough cottage cheese, like a cup and a half, and then top it with blueberries and strawberries and stuff. It's delicious and easy to do. So when you start to stack your day like that and have that stuff available and just in your fridge, it's easy to look at your day, your week, and when you go grocery shopping to make sure you have enough protein on hand, because sometimes this is the first thing we run out of, or we think, oh, I'm going to make dinner, I'm going to make pasta, I'm going to make something that's more carb-based versus thinking about that protein first. So that's what I got for you guys today. Other sources I have for you if you're like looking to dive into this more, I have my podcast, The Female Health Solution. I talk a ton about health issues for women on that podcast, as well as my YouTube channel, Dr. Beth Westy. Make sure you subscribe to stay updated on all the videos and stuff I have coming out. Otherwise, that's my time for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions or need anything else. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you later.